So my chart, you got my chart there about mitigation.
Yep.
Dave pointed out that the 2002 process went through a lot of mitigation features. It did. It was very comprehensive, and but what we've done in the meantime is looked at what has happened since 2000 with mitigation, and what is left to be done. Frankly, the railroads and so forth have done a lot of upgrading already. Farmers have built unit train loaders and so forth, but the main thing that's left to do from rail upgrades is a rail line from Dayton to Prescott, Washington, which really connects Whitman to a better rail connection at 29 million. I'm not going to go through all these numbers to save time, but you can see that this has been looked at carefully. It went through a very laborious stakeholder process with farmers and so forth. We know what it cost, and Dave's right. Sometimes Congress pays for this, but in the other kind, they don't. And this is where bondable power could easily pick up some of these costs. The main thing to keep in mind is that the hydropower stuff, we keep hearing that, oh, we've got to replace it. In fact, we don't have to replace it. As we speak, there's 1,000 megawatts of surplus hydropower going to California. Now, the Snake River right now, because of low flows, is only pumping out about 400 to 500 megawatts of power. And so, as Connolly's own chart showed, that in the spring, in the wintertime and the summertime, when these peaks that they keep talking about are required, there's no water in the river to peak. It's just a couple turbines running at best, maybe one at a lot of the times. So let's not get hung up on we've got to replace this power at all. It's surplus now, and so let's get over that. Terry mentioned that there's 350,000 acres of irrigation. Well, on the Snake, it's only about 30,000, and that is identified in this mitigation plan right here. You can see modification of irrigation systems on Ice Harbor Pool is 19 million. When the Corps originally estimated that, it was 290 million, and it drove the farmers nuts, and that's probably why the irrigators are all over us. They've been all over us for 15 years. This is a really simple fix, and it doesn't cost that much. The other thing, I guess I didn't understand that Hood River was not on the Snake River, and so I must be missing up on my geography here. But this is constant. When we talk about Snake River, people introduce numbers for the entire Columbia Basin to make it sound like the whole place is going to collapse if we breach the Snake River dams. That's simply not the case. The economic benefits, if you want to talk about wine, when you draw down the river, you open up 140 miles of river. A lot of that used to be viticulture and orchards. That has a value of $100 million a year and 1,000 jobs. So there's your wine center right there. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.